If you love cooking as much as I do, then you've probably got an amazing collection of recipes scattered everywhere but on the dinner table. If you've got recipes lost in email, stuck in Safari, sitting in your screenshots or all of your desktop, then this video was made for you. Stick around. I got you covered. I'm Dylan Stewart, the MacWhisperer, and this video is for anyone who loves to cook and loves to collect recipes, but doesn't have a really great system for how to find the recipes when they actually want to cook them. In this video, I'm going to give you a simple step-by-step system that's going to make it easy to capture those recipes wherever they are, sort them, organize them, and pull them up from any of your Apple devices when you're ready to start cooking. Stick around for my MacWhisperer PowerTip, where I reveal a tool that automates the entire system and makes it even easier. It used to be that finding recipes was complicated. Think about your grandmother with her little index cards of recipes that had been handed down from generation to generation to generation. But it's easier than that these days. Thanks to the internet, you can find recipes all over the place. Maybe you've subscribed to one of those cooking blogs and they're sending you amazing recipes to your email every day. Or maybe you found amazing recipes on Instagram or other social media sites from your phone and you've captured screenshots of them, trusting that one day you'll cook them. Or maybe you've taken after your grandmother and you've got these amazing printed out recipes, PDFs you've pulled from magazines, or even an old-fashioned cookbook that you absolutely love, but you still can't get the recipes all in one place. No problem. Wherever those recipes have landed, we're going to find all of them and put them through our system so that you can collect and organize the recipes just like Grandma did. In step one, we're going to gather all of the recipes together and begin to organize them. We're going to start with our email. If you've already grabbed all of your recipes and put them into a folder, you're a little bit ahead of the game. But if you haven't, no worries. Here's your first step. Come up to the mailbox menu here and choose where it says New Mailbox. Call it Recipes and click OK. Now here we'll see the Recipes folder right on our left sidebar. What we need to do next is create a way to grab all of the recipes that are already floating around in our email. To do that, we're going to come up to the mailbox menu again and go to where it says New Smart Mailbox. You can call this one Recipes as well. Now down below, we've got two criteria we're going to add. The first one is entire message contains recipes. And then we're going to click the plus button to the right and we're going to choose entire message again contains food. I think it's helpful to add both of these criteria to make sure you don't miss anything and you don't have a ton of false positives. When you're done, you can click the OK button. You'll find your smart mailbox right here, and it should contain almost all of the recipes floating around in your email. So what you can do is come in, click the Edit button up here and select all, and then drag all of these recipes into our Recipes folder here. This means that we've got one place where all of the recipes exist. Now, one of the big problems with recipes inside of email is that nobody wants to check their email while they're working in the kitchen and trying to cook. It's just too complicated. And on top of that, when you've got these email recipes, it's not like you can just print them. There's tons of additional information and usually not the recipe. In fact, in most cases, you're going to have to find the button that says View this recipe, which is going to open it up inside of your web browser. Look through each of the emails and find those links. Remember, sometimes an email may have multiple recipes. Find all of the recipes that you want to capture and open them up just like this. Click on this one here, and you'll notice that it opens right into Safari, ready for me to go. Do that for all of the emails that you've got inside of that folder. I understand that you may not want to do all of them at once. You can do them in chunks, but remember that once you've moved one of them from Mail into Safari, select that email and just get rid of it. If we leave extra copies of these recipes around, we're going to be redoing these recipes again and again and again. So once you've moved it into Safari, get rid of it in Mail. And remember, if there's more than one recipe in that email, open all of the recipes before deleting the email. Let's go back into Safari. So what should happen is you should start to have tons and tons of open tabs. Now, you may already have other tabs from other recipes. Maybe you've bookmarked things, or maybe they're just scattered around in open windows. Pull those tabs over so that they're all on this one page. You want to make sure that this page is only recipes. If you have been bookmarking your recipes, it's really helpful if they're all inside of one folder like what you see here. If you haven't done that yet, go to your Bookmarks menu, choose Edit Bookmarks, come into your Favorites section, and click the New Folder button. Create a new folder called Food and move all of the existing bookmarks that you can find into that folder. Once you've collected all of the separate bookmarks together, you can come into that folder, click on it, and come down to the bottom where it says Open in New Tabs. What this is going to do is give you one window with tons of recipes right next to each other. Here we've got an amazing fajita recipe. Doesn't that look delicious? And we've got our miso chili asparagus. And here we've got an amazing chili crunch chicken bowl recipe. That also looks delicious. We've gathered all of our recipes together onto this one Safari page. I know that you're not going to be able to get it all done in one sitting. So we need a system to hold on to all of these open tabs without being afraid of quitting Safari and losing them. And to do that, we're going to use a tool called tab groups. Open up this sidebar on the left side right here. This is where tab groups live. If you've never used tab groups and you don't know anything about them, you might want to check out this video over here, which is going to talk all about how to use tab groups. Now, essentially what a tab group is it's a bunch of saved tabs that stay open even when you quit the browser. I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to click on these pluses that we see right here, and we're going to get two options. One says an empty tab group, which doesn't really help in this case, and the other one says a tab group with 9 tabs. It's talking about all of the tabs here, all of the separate recipes that we've opened up. So we're going to click on the pluses, and we're going to grab the new tab group with 9 tabs. It'll save your tab group, and all you have to do is give it a title, like recipes. And by saving your tabs inside of a tab group like this, if you have to leave before you're complete, you can just come in and quit Safari without any fear whatsoever. When you come back to Safari, come back to your tab groups, and all of these recipes will be here ready and waiting for you. So your job right now is to find all of those separate websites, emails, etc., get them all opened up into Safari, and then save them into a tab group. In step 2, we're going to take this tab group and we're going to begin to convert it into notes in the Apple Notes program. Notes is a perfect place to store your recipes. You'll notice that my wife and I have created a ton of recipes with amazing graphics and complete directions and separate folders for different kinds of food like burger or fish or shrimp. Once you collect things, it's so easy to cook them because you can bring your phone or iPad right into the kitchen and just follow the directions. Everything's right here and it's easy to get to. So we're going to build a system like this for you from scratch. Our first step is to open up Notes and come into the File menu up here and create a new folder. Once again, this folder should just be called Recipes. Let's click the OK button. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start to add separate notes inside of this folder for each of the recipes that we're creating. In the long run, you can create additional folders and subfolders to sort things, but for right now, just leave everything in one main folder. We're going to start by creating a new note by clicking this button right here. And because we're going to need to move things over from Safari, we're going to double-click this note and position it on the left side of our screen. Now let's come down to our dock and open up Safari. Within Safari, turn off the sidebar and grab the left side and move that to the right side of the screen. So what we've got now is an easy way to see our recipes on the right side and the note on the left side. Now let's grab our title, select it, Command-C will copy, come over to the note on the left side, Command-V will paste it down. Now let's grab our picture. Come on over here and just grab the picture and drag it right over. You may notice that some pictures don't look great. They're too big, there's too much information going on. This is one of those pictures. So in this case, I'm going to delete this picture, and instead of taking the entire picture, I'm going to take a screenshot. Screenshots can be taken with Command plus Shift plus 4. It'll give you crosshairs like this, allowing you to select just the part of the picture that you want. And then I can grab that and drag it right into here, looking even better. Now come down on the recipe until we find the ingredients for the chicken fajitas. Just bring my cursor right over, click and drag and select all of it. Command C for copy, come over to Notes, Command V for paste. Depending on the website, you may need to reformat your note a little bit to clean it up, but in this case, it looked pretty good. Let's keep going. Here's the taco section. We're going to select it and grab it all the way to the bottom. Command C, come on over to our note, Command V, and paste it down. This note looks perfect. Now, before we're done, let's come over to our tab group and let's get rid of that tab so we don't forget that we've already captured it. Just clicking the X button like that, and it's gone, and we don't have to worry about it. Now let's close this fajita tacos note. It looks great. Let's create another one. Let's click the new note button here and double click it to open it up on its own. And let's come back to Safari by clicking on it on the dock. Now let's find another recipe. Grab the title here, bring it over here, paste it in. This picture looks perfect. Let's just grab it and drag it right over. They've done a great job of keeping this super simple. Grab this information here, copy it, and paste it right over into our document here. Here's where we get into the actual recipe. Let's come into where it says ingredients, and let's just highlight that entire section, copy it, and paste it in. You'll notice that in this case, it didn't format this very well. It's got this open space between the bullet point and the actual ingredients. But I'm going to give you a really powerful tip to simply reformat that. The first thing I want you to do is highlight the incorrect information, which in this case is this dead space, and use Command C to copy. Now, press Command F to bring up your find bar. From here, you're going to just hit Command V to paste, and notice that it found all of that open space. You can now click the Replace button right here and click the Replace All, which will clean that up. Let's come back over to our recipe, scroll down a little further, and grab the steps to prepare this amazing dish. We're going to highlight all of them, copy it, come back over to our note, and paste it right down. Once again, it doesn't look great, so I'll grab this little open space, copy, put it back into the Find section, paste it, and click Replace All. That's going to make that even cleaner. I also don't really love that these are in bullet point format, so select them, come up to this here, and we're just going to make them body format. It's just a little bit cleaner and easier for me to see what's going on. We'll give it a little bit of extra space to make sure it's easier for us to read the separate sections. And now we've got our miso chili asparagus with tofu recipe ready to rock and roll. This is the process that you're going to go through for all of the websites that you've pulled up recipes for. Don't forget to close the recipe once you've captured it inside of Notes so that you don't accidentally stumble across it again. Now let's talk about how we're going to handle our screenshots and our printouts. For screenshots, we're going to start by going into the Photos app right here. And we're going to find our screenshots. Remember that you can come into the media types on your left sidebar and select screenshots to show just your screenshots. This may help you organize these recipes. You may also want to grab these screenshots and put them into their own album by selecting them, right-clicking on them, going to Add To, and New Album. Any way you do it, get all of the recipe screenshots put together so that you can handle them all at one time. Like before, you may not be able to do everything in one sitting, so putting it into an album will make it easy for you to leave and come back without losing your place. Let's get started with this recipe right here. This is a great looking recipe. I'm super excited to make this avocado toast. The first thing I want to do is open up my notes again, and let's create a new note, just like this, and then double click it and open it up on the side. Now come down to your dock and open up Photos. Grab the left edge of Photos and just shrink it until you can see both the note and photos at the same time. Let's start by grabbing the title here, Avocado Toast with Egg. Copy it, paste it right in, And now this picture doesn't look great because the picture contains all sorts of other information. Let's take another screenshot. Command plus Shift plus 4, grab the cursor and just select what you want for the picture and drag it right into Notes. Now we need to go to the next screenshot that we took by swiping on my trackpad from the right to the left. You can also do it by using the arrow keys on your keyboard. Here's the next part of this. And just like we did before, grab your cursor and highlight all of the instructions that you can find. Now, in this case, you can see that there's more than one page of these notes. So grab just the ingredients first, coming all the way up to the egg, copy, come over to Notes, paste. Grab the instructions. Highlight your cursor right across it. Just grab everything you can, copy it, come over to your note, and paste it down. Let's swipe to the next screenshot to grab the rest of it. Using our cursor, we grab all of it, we copy it, we bring it right over to Notes, and we paste it right in. You may want to format this a little bit. You can see it's a little bit clunky coming off of this screenshot, but it's easy enough for us to separate the sections. And if we want to, we can highlight sections and use Command B to bold them or Command U to underline them, and we can change our format up here as well. Do this for each of your screenshots, grabbing the picture, grabbing the ingredients, grabbing the instructions, and putting them into their own note. Once you've done that, you're going to have a great collection of all of the recipes from your screenshots. Just like before, don't forget to delete it from your photos library, either from the album that you grabbed it from or from the library itself. This will make sure that you don't accidentally reformat this recipe again and again and again. Which brings us to cookbooks. Whether it's a cookbook or a printed out recipe, it's going to be the same process. For this, you're going to grab your cell phone. Now, most of us know that you can scan into the Notes app from your phone, but we're not going to do that here for two very important reasons. First of all, the pictures aren't going to be formatted properly and they're going to look really clunky. Secondly, when you scan a document into Notes, it's not editable. What if I want to change this around? What if we want to add ingredients or add additional notes to it? It's easy enough to do by just coming into your camera app right here and pointing it at your recipe book, taking a picture of that, and also taking a picture of the actual recipe itself. Now that we've taken photos of those recipes, they should end up in our photos library. If you've got iCloud turned on, it will sync automatically. If not, you may need to email or text them to yourselves to get them onto your computer. Hopefully, it syncs up properly. We're going to come back to Notes and create a new note. Double-click it again and move it to the left side of the screen. Come down to your Photos app, come into your library and scroll to the very bottom of your library. You should see the pictures here. Let's grab the left side of Photos and again, shrink it down so that we can see both notes on the left and photos on the right. First thing we need to do is clean up this photo. It's not cropped properly and it's not going to look great in a note. Click the Edit button in the upper right-hand corner here and the Crop tool right here. I like using square photos for recipes, so let's make this a nice square photo and let's just position it as perfectly as we can and click the Crop button right here. Now I can take that image and I can just drag and drop it right over into my note. Let's click our back arrow here and let's come into the recipe itself. Now the first thing we need to do is grab our title. I can just highlight that information, copy it, come right over to my note and paste it right down. Perfect. Now you're going to come back over to the recipe photo and position your cursor by the top of the recipe. Click and drag and grab all of the separate contents. Be careful not to accidentally grab both columns. Just do it in a single column at a time, grabbing everything that you can, clicking the copy button, coming back over to your notes, and pasting it in. Grab the second part of this recipe, hovering our cursor over the words again until we see the I-beam, and then click and drag, grab all of that, copy it, come down to the bottom of your document, and paste it in. I will warn you that taking photographs of cookbooks is going to take a little more time than pulling them from websites, so I would leave that until last. Do the other stuff first, grabbing emails, grabbing websites, and grabbing screenshots before you come in to grab your cookbooks and your printed out recipes. Once you've captured all those recipes from your email, from your bookmarks, from those saved PDFs and printed out cookbooks, you're going to have an amazing collection of all of your favorite recipes that'll look a little something like what we've got here, with great pictures, clear ingredients, and a super simple way to pull this out on an iPad in the kitchen and cook to your heart's content. But don't go away yet, because in just a moment, I'm going to reveal my MacWhisperer PowerTip, which is going to kick up this system a big notch. It's going to give you an amazing tool that allows you to know when you've cooked a recipe and when you haven't, when you like the recipe and when you don't. And it's even going to give you an ability to schedule the next recipe that you want to cook. But before I do that, if you've already had your mind blown and you've learned so many new things that you can't wait to get in the kitchen and start cooking, give this video a nice thumbs up. That makes it so much easier for other people to find it and makes me feel really good. If you've got questions, if you've got comments, if you want to share an amazing recipe with me, drop it in the comments section. I can't wait to hear what you guys are going to cook next. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, it's like having a cookbook of amazing recipes that you never get around to cooking. Oh wait, you guys have already done that. Let's not do that again. Hit that subscribe button and that notify bell so that you can take full advantage of your Apple equipment and learn how to use all of your tools simply and easily. And with that being said, let's drop in a couple of ingredients here and here. Let's give it a big stir and let's jump into the Power Tip. All right, we've created an amazing system here. We know how to move things from email into Safari, how to move things from Safari into tab groups. We know how to capture our screenshots and even take pictures of our favorite printouts, PDFs, and cookbooks. But the next step is where it gets magical. Because in order to utilize this system, we're going to have to use hashtags. If you've never used hashtags in notes before, they're a very powerful way to sort and organize your notes, and they're very, very easy to create. In this case, click on our chocolate sandwich cookies and scroll all the way to the bottom of the page and put our cursor down. Now, to create a hashtag the first time, all you have to do is start by typing the hashtag or pound symbol like this, and then type in whatever words you want to create a tag for. In this case, we're going to create a tag called to cook. Once you've created the hashtag, press the space bar to activate it. It should turn yellow, and if you look in the tag section on the left side of your notes sidebar, you should see it right there. The to cook hashtag is how we're going to know whether we have already cooked this or whether it's something we're waiting to cook. There's a couple of other hashtags we're going to add too, but before we do, let's make sure we get the to cook hashtag on all of the other notes we've already created. You don't have to do it one at a time once you've created the hashtag. You can just select these notes, right-click, come into the tags section, and come right down to where it says to cook. And now all 4 of these recipes have had the to cook hashtag added to them. It's also helpful to make sure that all of your recipes have a tag called recipe as well. This means that you can find all of your recipes with a single click, or all of the recipes you haven't cooked yet with just a single click. So now that we've done that, we're going to create a smart folder in Notes so that we can find all the recipes we haven't cooked easily. Come right up to your File menu, create a new smart folder, title the smart folder any way you like. I'm going to call it To Cook. Don't forget that you can use emojis inside of titles if you want. Down here where it says Tags, all selected, we're going to add 2 tags. The first one is Recipe, and the second one is to cook. Now what that means is anytime you've got a note that has both the recipe tag and the to cook tag, it's going to automatically show up in our to cook smart folder right here, making it easy to come in and try those separate recipes. But we're not done yet. There's a couple of additional pieces we want to add in here. Once you have cooked a recipe, we want to know whether we liked it or didn't like it. So we're going to create a couple of hashtags now that we'll use after you've cooked a recipe. The first one is hashtag, and I'll give it a thumbs up. For this one, I'm going to create my hashtag and now pull up the emoji toolbar in order to grab the thumbs up emoji. It's easy to grab the emojis toolbar by pressing Control, Command, and your space bar. It pulls up right here. There's my thumbs up emoji right there. Select it, and press the space bar. Now let's grab the didn't like it emoji. Hashtag, Control, Command, and Space for emojis, down thumb, space bar. Now we've got a perfect and easy to use system. You've got the to cook tag before you cook it, and then once you've cooked it, you either give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You can then see at a glance all of the recipes that you liked or didn't like. In this case, leave this as a liked one and remove the to cook, pretending like I already cooked this dish. Now if I come down to my tags and I click on the thumbs up tag, I will see that recipe letting me know that I cooked it and I liked it. You should also notice that in the to cook smart folder, that recipe is not here anymore because we've already cooked it. Now I had a lot of fun preparing this video and I'm so excited about all the tools we got to share, but I'm most excited about this last piece because one of the things that gets in people's way is remembering to cook the recipe. Now for this next part, grab your phone and jump into the Notes app. From here, go to the Folders page of Notes and find your To Cook Smart List right here. Click on that. Now what I'm going to do is open up a recipe and press and hold the Siri button on the right side of my phone. You can use your voice to trigger Siri if you like. I prefer pressing the button most of the time. And all I'm going to say is, remind me about this. So here we've got our avocado toast with egg recipe. Pressing and holding the side button. Remind me about this. And it's added this into my reminders list. Now what I can do is swipe up, come into reminders right here, and here is my avocado toast with egg recipe right here. You'll notice the little notes icon to the right side. That's because our recipe has been tagged into this reminder, which means that when the reminder gets triggered, all you have to do is click that little note and it will open your phone or iPad right up to that recipe so you can start cooking. But there's one last piece to this system. Swipe out of Notes, come back into Reminders, and for this we're going to click on the avocado toast recipe right here. Down in the lower left corner you're going to see this little calendar icon. Click on that, choose date and time, and from here pick when you would like to cook this recipe. For me, I think that's a Saturday brunch recipe. We're going to do it on Saturday. Click on the time. We're going to make it 10 a.m. Click Apply. On Saturday at 10 a.m., my phone, iPad, and computer are going to alert me that it's time to cook that recipe. And all I have to do is click the little note icon in the reminder, and it'll bring me right to the recipe where I can cook it perfectly and easily. So what do you think, guys? Pretty amazing, right? That's what I've got for today's video, all about how to capture your recipes in an intelligent way and put them through a system so you know where to find them and you can pull them up at will. I hope you learned a lot with today's lesson, but remember, there's always more to learn. Check out this video over here for even more amazing tips and tricks on how to make the most out of your Apple products. I'm Dylan Stewart, and I will see you in the kitchen, or in the comments, or both. I'll see you there.